What up, IDS Mob? It's your boy, HarryWilmington here, back with some golden nuggets courtesy of the Introvert Dating Success Show. So today, I wanted to talk about the power there is in being willing to embrace your mistakes. You know, I'm at an interesting age in my life right now where I'm trying out a lot of new things, and as I'm trying to do these various new things, I keep coming across various obstacles, or I keep coming up against things whereby I'm trying to do something, but because I didn't do a step here or there was a mistake that was made, and therefore, rather than having a success at a thing, I end up having a slight fallback and failure at it. And I am finding it surprisingly exhilarating to be in an age where I should seemingly know everything, and discovering that there's still things that I have yet to learn. I have new things to experience, and I have things out there that are going to cause me to fall on my face that will only allow me to have more lessons given to me. And so I bring this up because there is some value in being willing to actually go into the world knowing that you're going to fail at things and make mistakes, and not having that be a thing that trips you up, hits your ego, or makes you not want to try at all. And this is especially true in relationships. I think the reason that a lot of men do not go out there for the women that they want, they don't ask women on dates, they don't want to talk to them at bars, they don't want to approach them, or even within the confines of a relationship, they don't want to say certain things or do certain actions for fear that it's going to upset the other person. And at times as guys, we want to appear so perfect for our mates, especially because, we know that they're counting on us to be the rock they can rely on. And so sometimes in the process of that, we don't want to appear a certain way to them. But unbeknownst to you, it's a mistake to do that because you really do need to be able to be your most open self with another person. But B, when you're trying to hold back and not make mistakes, you end up losing out on being able to learn something about yourself and about your relationship that you might not have known and that you would have needed. So I'll give you an example of something that actually happened today. So I've actually started a photo booth business. I now have a photo booth. And so when I'm not doing these shows, I'm out trying to hustle business to be able to get clients for my photo booth. But I'm very, very new. Like I just got the photo booth a couple of months ago. And so I got the photo booth. I got various props for it. I got a couple of backdrops. And so I'm thinking like, man, I got the bare stuff that I need in order to get this thing started. But it's been a few weeks since I've gotten anybody calling me. So I've just been kind of sitting here like, okay, I'm doing other stuff, making these videos. I have other things that I'm working on. And so today, out of the clear blue, I get a phone call from a lady. And I'm thinking when people call me up to use the photo booth, it's going to be like a wedding situation where they're going to, try to reserve it months in advance, which will give me time to get anything that I don't have to be able to help with that, whatever that situation is. So this lady calls me up and says, hey, and today, for those that are listening, I'm recording this on a Thursday. So she calls me and says, hey, I see you're a photo booth company. I'm actually looking for a photo booth for this coming Saturday. It's for a 50th birthday, and I wanted to see what you had available. And so as she's telling me what she needs for this party, I'm starting to realize, oh crap, she's asking if I have a certain kind of backdrop. I don't have that. She's asking me what kind of props do I have. I have props that are okay, but I've been to other photo booth events where the props were way better and they weren't easily disposable, meaning you could wash them and use them again, whereas I have the ones that you use them one time at a party and then that's a wrap. But she was going down a list of things she wanted, and as much as I'm trying to be on the phone like, oh yeah, I can handle this, so I can do this and that, I'm realizing, oh crap, I don't know what I'm doing. I actually do not have the stuff that she's wanting. This is bad. So as a result of that, I didn't get the business. But you would think that would be a thing that would be upsetting to me, right? But instead, I took that. I was actually giddy. I was like, oh my God, like I am ill prepared for these kind of phone calls. I wasn't aware that customers would want this kind of backdrop, these kind of props. If they'd want to be able to, go on the site and see things that I actually have versus just promo stuff that when they call me, they're upset when I say I don't have it. It's like I learned all these things, but I wouldn't have learned any of this stuff if I hadn't started the photo booth business. So there was something about just I wanted to start this thing, and I knew that going in, I would know absolutely nothing about it, but that as I would go along the way between setting up a website, between talking to potential clients, that I would start to get just an idea of what's going to really work to make this the best possible business it could possibly be. And so the same is true of relationships. You're going to go in and try to approach women, try to talk to women. You're going to get into dating situations where you'll date them for 2 or 3 months and then it'll fall off. You'll date some women for 2 or 3 years and it'll fall off. But the important thing is that you start. You don't have to know every single thing. You don't have to listen to all 300 and something odd episodes of my podcast before you finally get a grasp on, I'm finally ready to approach a woman. No. As you are learning these things, as you are learning about yourself and learning about, women and how they best operate in the dating scenario, while you're learning these things, it's the knowledge you're learning is absolutely great. I'm not going to deny that. The knowledge is great. But you don't want to risk being a keyboard jockey or a YouTube watcher to whereby you're reading all this stuff and you're seeing all this stuff and you're starting to feel like you know the ins and outs of dating, but you're not actually going out there. Because as much as you can read and listen to and watch these shows, tactile practice in the real world with real women is going to be another avenue that's going to be very effective in your journey as a dater. And so you have to be willing to make mistakes. But here's the thing. You have to stop looking at mistakes as bad things, okay? You should be excited. You should be as excited and giddy about making mistakes with women as you are when you first buy a brand new video game and you don't know the landscape. Think about your Marios, your Zeldas, your Halos, all these games that when you first buy them, you have some form of instruction on how to move the character and, how to go up and down and how to use certain weapons. But in terms of playing the actual game, you have no idea what obstacles are going to come your way. You have no idea what the game programmers put into the game that meant to trip you up or give you a hard time. But just because you know going in that you don't know everything, that does not stop you from playing the game. You still go into Mario knowing you got to run around, but you don't know where the Goomba is going to come out, where the fireball is going to come at, if there's going to be stuff that rains down on you and tries to hit you. Like, you don't know. But Mario is still a fun game, and part of the fun of Mario is exploring and being able to make mistakes that make you better the next go-round. And the same is true of dating. You cannot sit behind your computer forever. If you want to actually get in a relationship with a woman, you got to go in knowing full well at some point while you're trying to date or while you're in a relationship, you're going to say the wrong things, you're going to misspeak, you're going to do actions that are going to probably make her upset. You're going to get into arguments where you say things that you don't mean to say or that you weren't intentionally trying to do. And these things are going to happen, okay? But if you don't make those mistakes, you won't learn from them, you won't see the effect that they have, and you won't know how to be better for future women that will want to date you, or even for the one that'll stick around if you just get a little bit better at knowing the ins and outs of what to do in a relationship scenario, okay? So that's my encouragement to you, is do not be afraid to make mistakes. In fact, you should be, how should I say this? If you're in a relationship and you're with somebody and she starts pointing out to you, hey, so you did this thing that upset me. Rather than being mad at that, you should be saying, oh my God, I actually made a mistake. Now I get to try to rectify that mistake, and I get to learn why it is why that was taken as a mistake in the first place, so I can do better. So anytime in a relationship that you're making a mistake and it gets called out or there's a reaction that you don't want, understand that is a time for you to learn. That is a time for you to say, you know what? I still got things that I could be doing better. Because in this life, it's actually boring when you get stagnant. At the point where you know everything, your life's pretty much over. So enjoy the moments when you can make mistakes. Even if you're in a long term, I'm talking 10, 12, 14 years down the road, you make a mistake of some kind. Yes, it might be a little upsetting in the immediacy of it, but take that and say, man, I still got stuff I can learn. And then take it that way instead of taking it in a negative way. So that's all I really have. I don't know why that was on my heart to say today. I went, you know what happened? The thing with the photo booth lady happened. And then later tonight, I went to an event. It was a networking event. And I had some business cards on me. It was a networking event for actors and stuff. They were going to have like casting agents and stuff there, but I wasn't there to do any kind of like, please cast me in an acting role. Like that's not really my MO these days, because any acting jobs that I can do from home. But I wanted to be able to force myself to go out there and approach a couple of the casting people to pass up my business card for my photo booth business. And I don't know how to do that. Like I'm an introvert. I don't like going up to people and trying to introduce myself and trying to push something on them that I'm trying to quote unquote sell to them, because it feels kind of sleazy and whatever. So I don't know always the proper way to go about doing that, but I was willing to go out there, make mistakes, but say, hey, I'm going to go out there and try to connect with these people. I'm going to try to talk to them, and hopefully I'll get a good response from them by giving them my business card and telling them about my business. And the guy that was throwing the event I went to, I gave him a business card and he told me, oh my God, I'm actually looking for like a photo booth person because I throw these events all the time. Like I'll definitely be in contact. Now, will he be in contact with me? I don't know. He said he would, so I'll take him at his word for now. But even if he's not, the point is I was willing to say, I don't know fully how I should approach this properly or how I should say things, but I'm willing to try it out. And if the worst case scenario is I learn another way not to do that. You got to be that way in your relationships too. All right. So that's all I got for you guys today. As always, I'm HarryWilmington. If you would like some help trying to be more comfortable in terms of being able to be okay with making mistakes and not being all stuck in your head and ego about it, and if you want to know ways that you can go about approaching women that I've already figured out that can help you immensely in terms of you being more willing to go out there, go to introvertdatingsuccess.com. Click on the products tab and check out my program, the Introvert Dating Success Academy. All right. If you like what you see there, you can fill out a form. We can get to talking to you. You can figure out how to join the academy today. In the meantime, if you want to support me and my work, you can do a couple of things. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/HarryWilmington. You can leave a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify, or you can send me a Cash App either at $HarryWilmington, or you can go to my PayPal link if you go to introvertdatingsuccess.com and click on the tips jar tab. That's all I got for today. I'm HarryWilmington, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.